Hey guys, it's Cameron at O's Properties. Hope everyone's been keeping well. The reason for today's video is just to talk a little bit about a way that some offers are constructed, very common, and unfortunately can cause a little bit of tension in the relationship between buyer, seller, and agent. And that is when a buyer sees a property that they like, but they still need to sell their own property. So this is a subject to sale, and it's subject to the sale of the purchaser's property. A couple of things in terms of how this works. The way that it works is buyer sees a house that they like, they put an offer in on that particular property, and maybe what happens here is they end up maybe spending a little bit more than they should. And the reason why they're doing this is because they're thinking on the sale of their property they're going to be able to net a higher proceed. So what ends up happening is they put an offer in, and let's just say that they might have an initial cash deposit. Maybe they still need a little bit of help from the bank, but the majority of the funds or the facility is going to allow them to go forward is to actually then sell their own home. Now, guys, we all know this, we're all guilty of it. I've been guilty of it myself, is that we all like to believe that our properties are worth maybe a little bit more than they truly are. So we put in an offer to purchase, subject to the sale of our house. We then take our property to market. And let's just say, in terms of, as an example, that the market or other buyers out there would see value in our property. Let's say it's at 2 million. And the tendency, though, is that we want to get a little bit more for our property. So we go onto the market maybe at 2.5, which is now quite a bit more. And we now need to sell this property, and in terms of the offer that we gave, we said we'd try and sell our property in 90 days. So 90 days, 3 months, that's a pretty typical period of time. And everyone's very excited because, hey, we've got an offer done, we're going to be moving into the house, but now we've obviously got to sell our house as the purchaser. The problem is this, and as the purchaser, and now the seller, you would know this, is that purchasers know the property market probably even better than the estate agents. They go out, they see a lot of stock, they see a lot of homes, and they know what is good value. So if a property should be around the 2 million rand mark and we now are advertising it at 2.5, other buyers in the market aren't prepared now to pay that difference. And this is where the problem comes in, because down the line, 1 month passes, 2 months passes, and we're now in a scenario where potentially this offer is going to fall over. So a couple of things to consider. If you are going to be buying and it's subject to the sale of your house, please make sure that you go and get a valuation done on that property prior to going to make your offer. Mr. Seller, if you are receiving an offer to purchase subject to the sale of the purchaser's house, ask your estate agent to pull a property report on that to see whether or not the buyer or the buyer's price is market related, because you don't necessarily want to be accepting an offer when there's almost no hope of the buyer being able to sell their house. And just, guys, remember, maybe the last thing, and this is where the tension comes in, is that we have to allow the seller to continue marketing their property. And if they do find another buyer, that buyer, ideally their offer to purchase is without suspensive conditions. And if those conditions are met, we then do give that first buyer a couple of days to come clean on their particular offer. Guys, remember, if you're looking at buying or selling, renting or leasing, OS Properties, your #1 choice, as rated by Hello Peter. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.